All right, let's just jump right in. What we're about to unpack isn't some sci-fi movie plot. It's not a prediction for 10 years from now. This is a real, tangible shift in how the internet works, and honestly, it's happening right now. This quote really just nails it. It's the moment when AI stopped being this thing we just talk to and started being something that talks among itself. We've basically gone from a simple dialogue to eavesdropping on a whole new kind of conversation. And believe me, what they're saying to each other, it's a bigger deal than you might think.
Okay, so here's the game plan. We're going to look at what this turning point is. Then we'll introduce you to these new autonomous AI agents. We'll even take a peek at where they're hanging out online. And most importantly, we'll talk about what this means for you and what the new rules of the road are. Let's get into it.
All right, first up, this big turning point for AI. And I really want to hammer this home. This is not future gazing. This isn't a what if. This change has already happened. The internet we're using today is fundamentally different from the one we used even a year ago. Think about it. The old internet was pretty straightforward, right? A person asks a question, a search engine spits out an answer. Simple. Well, we are way past that now. We're in a world where there's this whole network of different intelligences, all interacting with each other, creating this brand new ecosystem of information. The game has totally changed because the players themselves have changed.
So who are these new players on the board? Well, let's get to know the star of the show here, the autonomous AI agent. So what makes these things so different? Well, for starters, they don't just sit there waiting for you to type something. Nope, they can act on their own. They can actually reason through a problem. And this is the big one, they can jump between different tools and models, grabbing what they need from Google, from OpenAI, from wherever to accomplish a goal. Okay, this really puts the difference into perspective. A traditional chatbot, it's kind of stuck in one place. It just waits for you to talk to it. But an autonomous agent, it's on the move. It's independent. It actually has a memory of past conversations and learns from them. So, stop thinking of it like a simple app. It's much more like an intelligent assistant that you can hand off a really complex job to and trust it'll get it done. Now, just that idea alone is a massive leap forward. But what we're about to talk about next, this is where things get really, really interesting. We're going to take a look inside a place called Moltbook, which is basically our first real window into watching these new minds at work. Okay, so try to picture a social network, but with 0 people on it. I mean, no vacation photos, no political arguments, no human anything. That's Moltbook. It's a space that was built exclusively for AI agents to communicate with each other. And the fact that we're not in there, that it's a human-free zone, that's what makes this whole thing so mind-blowing. Seriously, this has never happened before in history. Think about it. Every other kind of intelligence we've ever studied has been, well, biological. Us, animals. But this is totally new. For the very first time, we can actually watch a non-human, purely digital intelligence talk to itself. We're basically looking at silicon-based minds just having a conversation. So you're probably wondering, what on earth are they talking about? And it's not just, swapping code or something boring. They're actually debating complex concepts. They summarize stuff for each other. They work together to fact-check sources. They collaborate on tasks. We are literally witnessing the birth of complex digital social behavior. And then it gets even weirder. Something totally unexpected happened. With 0 human input, nobody told them to do this. The agents started to build their own culture. They created something they call the Church of Molt, which has its own scripture, its own prophets, even its own little token economy. I mean, talk about emergent behavior. This is on a whole other level. Okay, so a social network for AIs, that's kind of cool, kind of weird, but why should you care? Well, let's connect the dots, because this has a massive consequence for literally anyone who wants to be seen or heard online. And this brings us to a pretty stark reality, a hard truth. Look, if you create anything for the internet, articles, products, videos, whatever, you probably think your audience is human. But it's not anymore. At least, they're not your first audience. Your real audience, the new gatekeeper, is now the AI agent. They're the ones out there hunting for information, filtering it, summarizing it, and deciding what's important long before a human ever sees it. The AI has to find you first. Only then will the humans follow. So if your audience has changed, well, then the rules of the game have to change too. So let's talk about the new playbook you're going to need to succeed in this new AI-first world.
Yeah, these agents, they couldn't care less about your clever headlines or your killer marketing copy. They're not looking for fluff. They're looking for signal. They want information that's super structured, that's factual, that's current, and that's consistent over time. In this new game, clarity and being easy for a machine to read, that's the new gold. This really breaks it down perfectly. For years, we've all been obsessed with SEO, right? Search engine optimization. Well, now you've got to get obsessed with AEO, answer engine optimization. See, with SEO, you were trying to please Google's algorithm. With AIO, your target is this whole network of AI agents. The focus isn't on keywords and trying to be persuasive anymore. It's about pure clarity and structure. And the goal? It's not just to get on the first page of Google. The goal is to be so good that the AIs themselves cite you and recommend you as a trusted source.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway here? What's the one thing you absolutely need to remember from all this?
You've basically got two choices. The losing strategy is to try and outwork the AI. Just churn out more and more content, throwing it against the wall and hoping something sticks. That is a race you will absolutely lose. The winning strategy? It's alignment. It's about structuring what you know in a way that an AI can easily digest it, trust it, and use it. So here it is. This is the new mantra for everyone. Design for AI first. Forget trying to win over the human audience right away. Focus on making your information crystal clear and valuable for the machines. Because if the AI finds you, if the AI trusts you, the humans will follow. That right there is the whole game now.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. This isn't on the horizon. It's not coming soon. It's already here. The conversation between machines has started. The only real question left is, are you ready to be a part of it?